Hackney Diamonds is the album of 2023. That's for certain. I also want to say that, first of all, this is an essential album. I'm going to get right to it, and also just wishing everybody a very happy New Year's Eve. I mean, come on. You didn't really think I was going to go without posting something right before the new year, did you? Let's get to it then. Hackney Diamonds. So, this is really an essential album. First of all, the last Great Stones album, in my view, was Steel Wheels back in 1989. And in between, in the ensuing years, of course, we had basically Voodoo Lounge in 1994. We had Bridges to Babylon in 1997. And we had A Bigger Bang, which was back in 2005 already. The time has flown by very fast. So Hackney Diamonds made US number 3 on the charts here, and UK number 1. The producer is Andrew Watt, so he has a history of working with different pop stars, and different rock stars as well. Miley Cyrus, Ozzy Osbourne, and Iggy Pop are a couple of them, as I was doing some research for this video here. So we start off with the tracks. The first track we've got is Angry. Now, to me, it's the first single. Maybe I see why they chose it, but to be honest, it's good, but weakest song on the album. I think every other song right here is better. So it starts off weak, really gains momentum and gains traction as the album goes on. The video that you might have seen, or probably have seen by now, was made with Sydney Sweeney. Sydney Sweeney is known for Euphoria. She was the actress in the video. You see all the thing, with the billboards and stuff like that. The different incarnations of the Rolling Stones coming life. If you haven't seen it, check out the video. Not a bad video. Actually, really well done with that. As I was reading some of this is a little bit of surprising trivia. I found out that the song was inspired partially by the movie Night at the Museum from 2006. So I never would have thought a Ben Stiller movie would have inspired a Rolling Stones song. But hey, there you go. That's why everything's connected. It just rolls along very nicely. It's a nice track and everything. But again, weakest track in my view. Track number 2, Get Close. So this just has a very, very great groove to it. In fact, some of the lyrics I really enjoy from this. Lately, I can't get no sleep. I'm a real insomniac. You're just kind of wanting to get close to somebody, right? And you're thinking and you're really feeling something for them. And wow, Elton John's on the piano. So, he adds some very good star power to this particular track. This is actually the second track that was co-written with the producer. The first 3 tracks are. Very guitar-driven song, though, funny enough. I mean, Elton John's on piano, and you hear some of it, but actually very guitar-driven. You have an amazing saxophone solo in the song. The saxophone solo is by James King. He's known for his work with Fitz and the Tantrums. Now, Fitz and the Tantrums, as a little side note, they have a really good song out there that came out maybe about 10 years ago at this point, Money Grabber. Look that song up. After you finish this video, look that one up. Money Grabber, great song. Great groove to it. I highly recommend it. Really do. Track number 3, Depending on You. So again, as I said before, the producer, Andrew Watt, basically co-wrote the first 3 tracks. This is the last co-write with him. Some really great lyrics, again, depending on you, you're losing a relationship. In fact, one of the lyrics that stood out to me, I invented the game, and now I lost like a fool. I'm too young for dying and too old to lose. That kind of speaks when you get to a certain point in your life. You're not 21 anymore. You're not 25 anymore. You're looking through, and you've definitely got all these, thoughts and feelings, especially about being in a relationship as you go along, as you're going along in life. Some good slide guitar on that song too. I really, really enjoy that. It's a wonderful track. I think it keeps building up and building up. Track number 4, Bite My Head Off. Well, this is the one with some bassist named Paul McCartney. I think really if this guy Paul McCartney practices enough, he could really go places. I'm just saying, maybe I see a bright future for him. As I'm smirking for those who might be listening to the audio version of this. Anyways, so the song, it has very much like a Sex Pistols sound to it, right? Which is great. It's a great rocker. It's like the Sex Pistols, but with clearer lyrics, if you've ever listened to any of their tracks. And that's probably another one I'll get to at some point in my collection. Paul McCartney plays some good fuzz bass on it. And, playing the bass guitar, he kind of described it as being just directed. In this case, he just came in. They said, okay, this is what you're going to do on your bass parts. He was like, cool, first time in a long time just to be there, just to be part of the backing band. And pretty good backing bassist for the Rolling Stones if he ever decided to switch careers or get tired of the Beatles or the solo thing. Anyways, it's nice and raunchy. Explicit lyrics, nice and raunchy. Totally love it. Totally love this song. There's, again, great bass solo about the 2 minute and 20-second mark. Definitely turn this one up. Play this one loud, and especially play the next track loud. Whole Wide World. Look, this is the best song on the album. In fact, you know what? I'm going to go even a step further. Whole Wide World, I prefer this to Start Me Up. Yeah, you heard me right. Start Me Up, great enough song, but, I've a little bit of a mini rant here. I've gotten tired of hearing it over all the years. It gets played at every live concert. It gets played with the same 20 songs on classic rock radio all the time. Every single time. Yes, great song, it deserves its place, whatever, but, truthfully, honestly, in my view, a better song than Start Me Up, first of all. Second of all, I would be happy with them replacing Start Me Up with this one on all tours going forward, however long they're going to be touring. It's basically a very defiant song, right? When the whole wide world's against you, love's got you on the run, that type of thing. It just blast this song loud. After watching the rest of this review, go blast this song immediately. But come on, don't do it at like 3 a.m. on a work night, because then you're just being a jerk to your neighbors. But in this case, if you're watching this today, tomorrow, on a long weekend, turn this song up, man. Turn it up, blast it. This is, in fact, fast becoming my favorite Rolling Stones song overall. I said what I said. I stand by it. All right, so next track, Dreamy Sky. So this kind of settles the album down a little bit. It's got a good slide guitar. It's got a good country sound to it. With that country sound, you're kind of wanting to get away from it all. Very much, one of the lyrics, all I've got is an old AM radio, and it just plays Hank Williams and some bad honky tonk. Just very much kind of imagine the plains, if you will. Imagine just a solitary house, disconnected from everything. Because let's be honest, we're all connected to some sort of social media all the time. 24/7, it's all around us. And I get that feeling. Sometimes you really do just want to kind of disconnect, even just for a few hours, for a day. It might not be moving out to the country somewhere. Maybe I wouldn't take it to that extreme myself. But you know what? Sometimes you just got to get away from it all. And that's very much, put into this song. So kind of a nice little palate cleanser, if you will, from the last two tracks. Track number 7, Mess It Up. It's got Charlie Watts on drums. Charlie, we miss you. It was one of the two tracks that he got to be on drums. They got to record it prior to his passing. His presence is very much missed. I think he would have had a lot of fun on this album if he was able to complete more of the tracks, but, for obvious reasons. And I, did a little tribute video back when he passed as well, if you want to check that out. Basically someone is taking it all, someone's taking everything, from you. It's a great groove. It's a wrecked relationship. That seems to be the theme of some of the songs on this album. About 2 minutes and 20 seconds into this song, there's a nice kind of faster, upbeat rhythm of the song. Very enjoyable track. And it's good to hear Charlie again. It really, really is. And speaking of really good people to hear on the track, this next track, Live by the Sword. Well, first, we got Elton John, again on piano, so Elton's, guessing on a few things, and, this time you could hear the piano quite a bit more on the song itself. But we got Bill Wyman on bass. Yeah, bass. I keep mispronouncing that word. You know what? I'm only human. What can I say? Bill Wyman on bass guitar. So, Bill Wyman on bass guitar. He's back with the band. He's back with the gang. It's been about 30 years, really, since he left the Rolling Stones, as of, 1993, when he announced he was leaving the band. There's been a couple sporadic guest spots over the years, I think more live settings, but it's kind of good to have him back on an album again, even if just for one track. Interesting side note with him, I know in the later years he kind of developed a fear of flying. So with the fear of flying, he, as time went on, he wanted to be touring less and less, Steel Wheels being the last, full tour that he did with the band. Steel Wheels and then Urban Jungle into, 1989 into 1990. 1991, Still Life is the last tracks he's on, prior to this one at least. And, to be honest, on my bingo card, I did not have Bill Wyman outliving Charlie Watts, but there it is. Sometimes life is like that. But anyways, getting back to the review, it's a great track. It's very much like an opposite yes/no type of lyrics. Live by the sword, die by the sword. If you're looking for revenge, you're gonna feel the backlash. As one example, Like Nobody Told Me, almost, in a way. Very much that, like a John Lennon style in that way, and other artists have done it as well, very much yes, no, left, right, that type of thing. Next, Driving Me Too Hard. So you're just driving me away, driving me, too hard, but in the lyrics, sticking around a relationship anyways, so it's kind of a conflicting song. Some very nice guitar and drum work on this, again, just like throughout the whole entire album. And, I did not think they had an album like this in them. Completely honest, this is the greatest since Steel Wheels, as I've said at the beginning of this. This really is an essential album. I cannot say this enough. This album's got some legs. I've been listening to it for a little while since the release. This is fast, definitely in my top 5, if not number 1 Rolling Stones album, but at least my top 5 for right now. Let's see, track number 10, Tell Me Straight. So this is the one single Keith Richards vocal. I know on past albums, such as Voodoo Lounge, such as Bridges to Babylon, such as Bigger Bang. In some cases, you got 2 Keith vocals per album. I think in this case they were smart to keep it to 1 Keith Richards vocal in this album. The vocals are actually pretty clear, funny enough. And I mean, he does have a certain, singing style, but, just a very, very clear vocal from him. Very much maybe lamenting the past, like some lyrics as I wrote down here, how do we finish? How do we start? Are another favorite part of mine. Everyone is asking questions. I've got 1 or 2. That kind of almost reminds me of Watching the Wheels in a way, people asking questions, they're very much the same thing. I mean, we all have very similar sentiments. And the one lyric that really stands out to me on this song is my future all in the past. And even later in the song, is all of our future in the past. Just tell me straight, just tell me as it is. No, no sugarcoating it, and especially in times like these, where there can be definitely a lot of uncertainty in this world. So we get to track number 11, Sweet Sounds of Heaven. This is the longest track on the album itself, about 7 minutes and 20 seconds, so it's kind of going into Hey Jude length here with the track. But it is very well done. It's very much kind of like a gospel piano track. This is the one with Lady Gaga on it, doing some really good vocal interplay with mixed lead vocals, very much a style that the Rolling Stones have done over many, many years. You've also got Stevie Wonder on the track as well, so playing some, some keyboard, some piano there on the track, some really great singing, very much just, a lot of vocalizing, but a lot of good lyrics, just a lot of really tight song, I think. Even though it's a long song, when I've listened to it sometimes when driving as well, in my car, it'll be like, oh, God, it kind of goes by fast. And this is a great kind of road trip album as well. And just, again, essential album to begin with, in my view. Finally, we get to track number 12, Rolling Stone Blues. It's a Muddy Waters song, so it's a classic. It's kind of come full circle on the album. And, I often wonder, I know other people have brought this up, if this could be the last Rolling Stones album. If it is, I think it's a really strong one to go out on, right? This would be a strong one to go, yep, see you later. We're heading off into the sunset. However, according to interviews, at least around the time of the album's release, there were more tracks recorded. There's supposedly another track with McCartney on it somewhere, other material. So, in a way, I wouldn't be surprised if we see something in, let's say, 2024, maybe 2025. Probably closer to 2025, because I know the Rolling Stones tour is going to extend now into 2024, probably going to Europe, other places as well. But again, just a very, very essential album. Add it to your collection. You know what? Just go ahead and Whole Wide World, bite my head off, and Whole Wide World, blast them. Blast them completely. Finally, just wishing everybody a very, very happy new year. 2023, there's been a lot going on. I'm looking forward to the fest in 2024. I want to say thank you to all the people who've been following me all this time. For the new people, the new fans that I've gotten, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Just the usual. Please make sure to give a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. It's really helping the channel out, helping me to grow, helping me to just kind of spread my voice in the universe. So that's it, and until next time, you know what? I've got a cassette to listen to. Now and then. Have a good one, folks.